Now, am I ready to put this in? Yes. Sometimes it takes me a few minutes to explain the project, to explain certain things. If you keep watching, hey, I never know what I'm going to say next, and I always happen to feel that whatever I'm saying you can benefit from. Okay, so watch. If you're going to watch a video, you might as well spend the time to watch the entire thing, because you might learn something on one part of it. Maybe you know a little bit about it. But I say one certain thing that you picked up on, hey, you just learned something new. Okay, so here's my new hinges. Here's my old hinge. I took that one out before, and I think these little screws are still going to be fine. I don't think I want to use the longer screws that they gave me because it might go out of the back side. Before I take that out, let's just put, I'll just put this in here, and it looks like it's gonna line up rather nicely. Just kind of wiggle that out. It should be as simple as that, man. Look at that. Get these screws back in there. And I like to do everything by hand rather than using my battery operated cordless drill, for instance, because you could strip the screw head or just start spinning it. Good grief. I can see that the little anchors they put in there are just ever so slightly off when I'm putting these in. But it's still, I get these started before I start tightening it up. And it still looks like it's going to go fine. Okay, there. That looks good. Okay, and those lined up actually pretty close. All right. And so before I do any more doors, I'm going to put this first one in and make sure it fits and works like it's supposed to. I want to do this in 2 steps. I should have probably taken this stuff out of the cabinet, but I think I can take it out. I had just put these screws back in so I didn't lose them or get them misplaced somehow. And it's just one screw per hinge. And on the hinge, there's a gap here where, see, you can slide this up or down, and I pretty much know where this goes. It was like the screw was in there and it was almost pushed down tight to it here, but if I had to adjust it, I could slide these up, whatever. I don't think I do though. Okay, so I'm gonna just keep this on, and I'll put it out here for well, let's see, how am I going to do this so that you can see this, right? That's what I got to do here. I guess I'll have to keep it over in this direction. I'm gonna set this up slightly different. I'm gonna put this up on the counter. Reduce my my tripod legs. Put this up on the counter so you can see what's going on. It gives me enough room to get this on. Okay. I think you can see that. Now, have I put any of these self-closing hinges on before? No, I never have. And I think they're going to go on just fine. Pretty sure I got the right ones at the store. That's the key, getting the right ones at the store, right? And had I gotten ones that were smaller, would it have mattered? I think it would have. I think it would have. So I'm just going to have to kind of hold it up there like that. In fact, I should probably see there's some little clips on the back, and that should be fine. See, I can hold it up like that and start the screw like that. And I'm not going to tighten it up yet until I get down here. Okay. And there is that adjustment, and I know it was almost hanging down just about all the way on the screw, and I think I'm going to keep it like that, maybe lift it up just ever so little, because I think that's how it was before. Okay, moment of truth. And just tighten those by hand. Don't get your drill out. Okay, last thing you want to do is get your drill and accidentally drill it in too much, because then you could get those screws, the mounting screws could strip into the wood, and now you just kind of mess things up. Okay, here we go. I've not done any of these yet, so let's just see how it's going to work here. Get that. See there? Oh man, that is nice. When I open up the door and close it, see, you can swing it until it's almost closed. Or if you just let it go, see, it'll go to about there, and then it will close slowly. But if that gets in your way, if you're doing your dishes or something, you're right here and you need to get something out of here, then you can just hit it fast, see? And get it to where you almost have it closed, depending how hard you want to close it. Do you see what I mean? So however you do it, however you get used to it, with it going that slow, you almost don't need bumpers, do you? That's another point, right? If I don't need bumpers, maybe I don't have to install any bumpers. I kind of doubt that I'm going to leave it with no bumpers. Okay, this door here happens to have a bumper at the bottom. Okay, and it's just barely hitting that at the bottom. I'm liking that. Okay, what do you think about that? Okay, one door. If you went to the store just to buy one set of hinges, let's say you only do it on one door, that's going to set you back about $11–12. Okay, but if you're going to do a ton of doors, then you're going to want to get a 10-pack. Get the ones in a 10-pack. That's called a value pack. So I got enough for 5 doors here. Instead of costing over $50, it cost me $47 instead of about $51. See? And so I counted up the doors: 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 doors. That's 30 hinges. Now, how often are you going to use the doors above your refrigerator? Probably hardly never. You could get by without doing those if you don't want to do those. If you don't want to do the ones above your microwave, maybe. If you're trying to save a little money, the doors that you're not going to use very often, maybe you don't have to put your self-closing hinges on those. You can save a few extra bucks, depending on how many doors you're doing or whatever. But for my case, my instance, I'm just going to go ahead and do them. I'm going to do them all. Okay? So I'm going to do all the doors the same way as I just did this door. Okay? I'm going to do one more door. I'm going to do that door over there. And you can see from start to finish how quick and easy it is for any average Joe to do this. You don't have to be Joe Blow, the contractor, or the home flipper extraordinaire. You can be Joe, the average Joe at home that really doesn't like to do home projects, but you can still save your money. Because trust me, if you're going to pay somebody to make all of your doors, take all of your doors down and put these hinges on there, he's going to charge you an arm and a leg for undoing a few screws and putting those screws back in that any average Joe should be able to do. You know, handyman, if I was charging somebody to do this, I probably want $200, $250 for my labor, probably. And then I charge you probably, you know, most handymen are going to charge you 20% overhead and profit. So they're probably going to charge you 20% more for this. They're going to charge you to drive down to the hardware store to go pick that up. They're going to charge you an overhead and profit on top of the entire job, probably, for his labor and for his expenses. So you can see how things are going to start adding up if you don't do it yourself. I got all kinds of videos on my channel that will help you save money on your how-to projects and repairs for around the house or for anywhere for that matter. Okay? A house, a condo, an apartment, a triplex, a duplex, a quadplex, a flipper house, home renovation, whatever you're doing. Just go to my YouTube, my main YouTube channel, and click on playlists. Click on there, it'll take you to another screen. You can scroll through the mini playlists. I got over 50 playlists on all kinds of different subjects on how to do certain things. Anything that interests you there on a title, click on there, and then anything that's on there will be all that I have on my YouTube channel for electrical, for cabinets, for painting, for ceiling fans, for whatever it is I'm doing. Okay? And then you can scroll through the many videos under that particular category and find some tips that will help you save money around the house. All right? Let's get to it.